My people, my people. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Good Sunday to you.
Hi, friends.
Who do we got?
What's happening? I'm so glad you're here.
Many of you will be not surprised to know that this is not a real wall behind us after I knocked it down the last time we live streamed.
Still one of the most healing laughs I've had, even though there was some cannabis involved, but that was a really healing laugh.
We are wearing very matchy today.
Yeah.
I got my old school mega sweatshirt on. Holly, you've got your very old school Second City sweatshirt on.
Very old school. And my friend Todd, who Greg is starting a band with, this is Todd's Angel City Lumber. He is a really cool business, like saving trees that fall around town. And he's the type of cool guy
Saving them as in they take them and chop them up or reuse them.
So they don't go in landfills and
Right,
stuff.
right. It made it sound like they fell down and they come back and put them back up.
They get up, stand up straight. I'll hold you up. But he's the coolest guy who is the type of guy where when you're like, I like your hat, he's like, here, it's yours.
My God, we are blown out. Here we go. Let's turn that down a little bit. That better? Am I this white? Hey, hope everyone's doing well. Boy.
I liked being blown out. I like to have no features at all.
But doesn't it look like I'm truly like in the movie Powder?
Yes, tree necromancy. Necromancy.
So if you're new to the stream, hey, we'll chit chat for a little bit as people pile in. We're Mega the Podcast. We're going to improvise an episode for you. If you've never been in one of these, welcome to you most especially.
Aww.
I know I am glowing. What is up?
And y'all are beautiful. Y'all are being so cute and sweet today.
Why am I so white? I really am. I'm really.
It's because we have a light on that side. Put it on this side and then I'll be more blown out, which is exactly what I want.
Nope. Is this because I'm closer? What's happening?
You don't look at here, but you definitely look at there.
Yeah. I'm sorry to everyone. I do have, some would say, aggressively sharp facial features. So,
quite pointy in parts.
Yeah, we haven't been back on here for a couple weeks, and I don't know. How's everyone doing? Yeah. We're doing okay.
How are you all? I'm ready to
take a short walk up a long precipice.
Yeah, fill my pocket with rocks and walk into the sea. No,
long walk off a short precipice.
Yeah, exactly.
There has to be a German word for this, like the feeling of being shocked but not surprised.
Yeah, I bet it's a great word. I love words like that.
And that's how I feel.
But I'm excited because speaking of the high stream, we are doing some like restructuring and getting excited about really investing in Mega and putting even more heart and soul into it than we even do because we love it so much. And we love you. Scoochy. This my mic is threatening to crash at any moment. I can't get these tighter. But did we already talk about this last time? We want to do you liked the day? I always love getting day feedback. I don't know why. It's like it really is chicken soup for my soul.
Chicken soup for the teenage soul. That was a banger.
And it felt really good to be day last week. I don't know. But thanks so much for yeah, man. Let's do more day. Do we have another day coming up? I love him. But anyway, we've decided to do, as we're working on structure and like how we're going to be structuring Mega and the different types of offerings that we're going to have. We're going to do one high stream a month, right?
Yeah, we're thinking about doing one happy hour episode a month that would just be for Patreon folks. And in fact, we're doing a bunch of stuff on the back end, as they say. So I think we're going to do one of those a month. We're redoing some of the offerings that we're going to be putting in there, and it's going to be great. It's going to be super fun. So we hope that oh no. So we can have an oh no moment once a month is the goal. And then we're even thinking about doing maybe another mini series or something like that, maybe a day mini series, maybe an Edgar mini series or something where we could do just like a 5-episode departure with a character that is in the world. So if you all have any ideas about what little special fun things could be, we're gonna do that. We're
Like
gonna
Doctor,
redo the mini. Like the mini is gonna become also kind of more of an AMA style where we get a bunch of questions from you all, and we'll start being more diligent about the mini every month. And I think it's gonna be great. So that's all happening in January.
like some extra spinoffs. Your idea that I really like is to have our friend Edgar Blackman, who does Dr. Reverend DeShannon Jackson, CEO.
Edgar's never done that character on a not a live show.
Yeah,
Y'all remember maybe from one of the live show live streams, the Dynasty live stream. He did it, and or actually both times he's done it. And then yeah, maybe we'll have a little spinoff with him. But we're about to go to Italy, y'all. We're leaving in the day after Thanksgiving.
It's a work trip where we're working with. Well, we'll know more tomorrow. We're finding out more of our itinerary, but it's a work trip where we're working with, I think, the Ministry of Culture, and we're writing a movie. We're writing a funny comedy, family, full-length feature family comedy for streaming that's going to be about grief and feeling your feelings. You know, a funny movie about grief.
So yeah, we kind of snuck in this fun trip at the end of the year. Maybe we'll stay. Maybe we'll start doing the podcast from
what I'm
Italy.
For. Yeah, Edgar is so great. Isn't Edgar the best when he asks God for back titties? Titties on the front aren't enough. We also need them on the back.
So
also, which one of you was it that said that wanted to say so bad the Labant Badonka? Can't even say Labant Badongadonk. I want to say that I think Hallie's ass is probably so spectacular. I think it's so juicy and big and ripe and delicious. Don't you think Hallie probably has a great ass?
Gray doesn't know. Just
a big, beautiful, round, buoyant. Can an ass be buoyant? I like shelf booties where you can like set something. Where you can set your drink on someone's ass because it goes out so much. I love
How many times have you set a drink on someone's ass?
Never, but it's a lifelong dream, like having a monkey.
This is not a high stream, but kind of seems.
I'm totally sober.
Okay, great.
Hi, hello.
Yeah. Hey, Aaron. So let's go through these suggestions from the Patreon folks, and then maybe we'll source a few more if we need them from the chat. But
the black metal band and Climax.
So yeah, there's some teens that have started a black metal band, but it is all songs talking about the devil in a negative way. Oh, that's funny. And
then Day and at least one of Hallie's daughters are. I can just pull them off of here.
Yeah, it's just good for me to have some.
You want to write them down? And then Day and Hallie's daughters have been challenging traditional Thanksgiving. Great.
Okay, tried Thanksgiving.
The Labant Badankadonk.
Labant.
We don't. That one. We
that'll just come up. There's like a question about is there a men's group at Twin Hills? There is for sure, and we had an episode with Randall Haar a long time ago about the men's group that would go and do men's retreats. But yeah, that's a good. That was
the first time we learned that Gray like really can't be hugged.
Oh yeah, that was I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. You can't hug Gray.
No,
that's really interesting.
Gray is touch starved. Let's see. I think that's almost it. Kim has a theory that Gray's entire life is a lie. What's this?
I know. I recently was like, why does Gray, like, now knowing Gray as we do, I'm like, why is Gray so Christian?
He's a mystery wrapped in an enigma.
He is so, yeah. I don't know.
Wait, did you say Hallie also always wanted a monkey, and you personally always wanted a monkey?
No, Hallie does want a monkey. Hallie does want a monkey.
Are aliens here? How would Hallie and Gray convert them? That's a funny thing. Ooh. Wait, what's all this alien talk this week? Is there more alien stuff that I need to know about? Very into the alien stuff.
Yes. And do you think they're friendly? I think they are. I mean, I was just listening to last night. I was listening to some video where they're testifying in Congress that they have biologics. And also,
why don't they just say? Why do they say biologics? That drives me crazy.
And when maybe because it's not the same as a body. I don't know, but the thing I heard them talking about in testifying before Congress was that, you know how we scrambled jets to like protect airspace when stuff is there or whatever?
Yeah.
That they're able to whatever these aircraft are, they're able to keep us from our nuclear reactors or whatever, our nuclear capabilities, which is so interesting.
Well, there's a lot of story. Yeah, there's a lot of tales of them like hovering over
and
nuclear sites.
It seems like they're like, no nuclear shit, y'all. No nuclear shit.
Nuclear. We're going nuclear.
And but that their aircraft are able to like pierce through like even our scramble jets and stuff. Like it's very intelligent. Is Gray a Gray?
That's funny. I'll do something with that.
Gray is Gray. Yeah. Do you want anything?
And then you were going to give us an update on one of your daughters.
Oh yeah. Do we want to do any like? I mean, do I want to catch her with Brandy or just like let her have this with Brandy? It's so nice to have a female with a name I can refer to.
I like that you've never said your daughter's name, but only have said Brandy's name.
Yeah.
I think that's enough, don't you?
Yeah, that'll get us started. And if I put my glasses back on, I'll check the chat for anything else you were doing, and I'll steal some bits if we need more.
So give us a little thumbs up there if you got a second to help the algorithm. Always helps. And follow the channel. That always helps too. And we are going to improvise.
So wait, did we talk about, I got your bag. And thanks, y'all. Got your bag.
Yeah, I think we should do something where you like catch your daughter and Brandy like making out or something, and you have to.
I'm with Megan Sunday. I feel like I should. I feel like Hallie. I like keeping Hallie so blissfully ignorant that like a femme and a mask could be together.
Or maybe I could do some. I have an idea about this. Maybe I could. I have one stupid idea.
Because I'm sure there's some kind of gay conversion shit, right?
Maybe I'll use it for a climax idea. Okay.
Yeah, Amy, Brandy, and my daughter are just practicing how to be really good wives. Practice kissing. We're gonna have to really know how to kiss our husbands someday.
Okay.
Wait, but when should we do the high stream, y'all? When do you want to do it? When do you like? Should we do it? Oh wait, we're off the next 2 weeks. Maybe should we have it be the next one? That
maybe new. I think New Year.
Today? Oh, New Year.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be
do a push for it.
Then we got holidays.
Can you tell him like when can we get high again?
The other thing that we're doing on December, if anybody's fans of the band Guster, on December 11th, Holly and I are going to be performing with Guster in New York, and it's a really fun hits and bits show. And I'm kind of directing the live stream of it, and the live stream is going to be really great. So you'll see us pop up in that show. So the tickets are on sale now. Go check them out. It's going to be really fun.
Is there bingo? Are y'all doing bingo?
Oh yeah, we could I didn't see a new bingo link, but nobody has won this most recent bingo round. So let's
And didn't you say, do we have one treat and a treasure enamel pin left?
I do have, I think, one
Should
treat and a
we-
treasure
Should we
pin.
send that out if anybody wants it?
Let's see.
Grabbing that bingo.
So if you haven't played bingo, just here's a bingo card and made by the wonderful Virginia. And it is just a nice way to listen along. Let's see if I can find one here. And you can win a climax pin. We'll send it to you in the mail. It's honor code. Here we go. I think this bingo card will still work. We'll try it. If it doesn't, we'll just have to.
Wait, am I allowed to see the bingo card, or will that make me? Is that cheating? Because
bring Lisa Beasley back. Oh, we should bring Lisa Beasley back.
She's great. What's she doing? Is she in Chicago? Where does she live? What's she doing? Is she still doing making a lot of video?
Yeah, she had a really great that corporate Aaron character did great on the internet. Okay. So there's a bingo card. Go ahead and sign up. I don't think I will show you the bingo card because then you'll play to the bingo card.
I know. Then I'll try to just say everything to give it to you.
And yeah, here we go.
Thanks for being here.
Better Hallie up that voice.
Okay.
Hiya. Hiya.
Okay, here we go. Hiya, I'm Hallie Levant, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every single week we're giving our mega church a tiny family feel. We love introducing you to members of our church staff, people from our community, and I always find it to be a treat and a treasure. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
I'm down with the word because I know what's good, Hallie. How are you?
Oh, do you got GERD, Gray?
What?
I've had GERD before.
What's GERD?
It's
no, I was saying word.
Oh, well,
Like
you don't want
good.
GERD and you don't want gout.
What is?
I'll tell you that.
What's GERD?
GERD is when you have gastrointestinal. You got GERD. You know, it's basically it's a word that sounds exactly like what it is. It's GERD, and it's not good.
What are the symptoms?
Burping, needing a Pepsid.
Oh.
Feeling bad after you eat.
No,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Well, you know what? So blessed to never have had GERD or gout or hemorrhoids. You know, you're lucky to be a man, because as a woman, you can't even get through a day without getting a hemorrhoid, you know, especially once you've had children and your whole basement is just ripped to shreds.
Okay, Hallie, we don't really need to start the episode out like that, I don't think. But I'm also realizing that I need to.
You were recording.
No.
You have to start over. That's probably better. We have to remember to do the announcement. I like the GERD thing.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, wasn't recording.
That wasn't GERD. Greg, will you do the live stream announcement thing at the top?
Yeah, sure.
When you come in? Okay. Because I feel like I always fuck it up.
Take two.
Heartburn. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Should I do that bit again?
What is it?
Hallie filling up my bingo card real quick. Yeah, who wants to call bingos? Or somebody can deputize themselves. Okay, go for it.
Hiya, I'm Hallie Levant, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every single week we're giving our mega church a tiny family feel. We love introducing you to members of our church staff and people from our community, and I always find it to be a treat and a treasure. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
I'm down with the word because I know what's GERD. Hallie, how are you?
I would say I'm not absurd. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not. I mean, you can say whatever you want, Hallie, but that's kind of my
I should get you a
catchphrase.
rhyming dictionary. I got one for one of my daughters because she says she's a poet now.
Oh no, which
Yeah.
daughter?
The one who is into David White and Billy Collins and all these people. And I say, well, at least they're men, because I think most poets are men because only men could get published. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think men have such a poetic essence to them. And even though I think poetry is a bit boring and I don't really get it, I do think that, when it comes to artists, if you look around, and I'm not saying, Hallie, that ladies can't be artists. It's just when you look around, most artists are men, aren't they?
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, guess what? God decided to put himself in a human body. And did he pick being a woman? No. And can I blame him? No. You spend a third of your life like having pain that's the equivalent of a heart attack just so you can like reproduce and make more spawn for all the men to be able to smoke cigars about. But anyway, I'm glad that you're in the word and I'm glad that you're feeling good. And
But I don't have GERD. That's not what I'm saying I'm feeling. I was just doing a little slant rhyme. I was
you
thinking
don't
about
want
that.
GERD. You don't want
No,
GERD.
you don't want GERD.
You don't want GERD. It's
Intestinal,
under the radar
relaxed.
diarrhea. I mean, it's mostly it's like it's heartburn.
I've never had it. I do remember Clay, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but my friend Clay Mason Bannerman one time did have it, and that was because we were doing a lot of hanging on the pull-up bar and then doing upward crunches. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, hanging upside down?
That's going
to give you GERD and gout.
And we'd been hanging upside down from the pull-up bar, and I guess it was just his system couldn't handle it, but something happened where his stomach basically turned inside out.
Oh no.
And
that happens when dogs eat too fast.
And they, we went to the doctor, and he just had to, kind of flip it back around. But I guess that he said that's good as well. Anything that I think, anything down there that's coming up is considered good.
GERD.
Yeah.
But he was able to flip his stomach back inside out himself?
No. The doctor had to do it we actually went to a chiropractor to do it.
That's something that I have been doing lately is that every
time...
to
the chiropractor?
No, speaking of inside out, I take my clothes off when I'm going to put my clothes in the laundry.
Okay.
I take my clothes off right side out so that when I'm folding laundry, it's half already done for me.
You take your clothes off right side out?
Yeah.
So you're just pulling them straight up over your head and then...
Yep. You can't take a sock off by sliding your fingers, in by your ankle and pulling the whole thing off because then it comes off inside out. I have to pull from the toe so that the sock stays right side out so I can throw it in the laundry. And this is how much I hate folding laundry is that I now take my clothes off right side out. So they're already right side out. But then still I have everyone else's shirts and clothes and socks and pants and everything that I'm making, having to pull them inside out while I'm folding everything. And it takes forever. So whenever I come to a piece of my clothing, I just have to fold it because it's already right.
So do you do all the laundry for everybody in your house?
Pretty much. I used to be able to get my kids to do it if I threatened taking away their cell phones, but now they don't care about that. And
they don't care about the cell phones?
No, they're like, take it. I want a dumb phone. I want a flip phone. I don't want the colonizing of my mind and all that stuff. So now I have to be like, no, you're going to have a smartphone and you're going to like it. So I'm like getting them all the upgrades with the AI on the iPhones and everything.
So you're basically forcing them into having more screen time at this point.
Yeah, but I do have a Bible lock on all their phones too, so that they can't be looking up porn, because I basically learned from Focus on the Family that if your kid has access to an iPad, an iPhone, or a laptop, they've already seen hardcore porn.
I know. And I think we should have,
even if they're babies.
Something that I said to my teens, and I was like, wow, let me lay this truth on you. We are living in a society that's all about what?
Money?
Well,
sex?
No. I mean, kind of, but it's like, but everything is about me.
Oh.
everything that's just about me, not on God. And wouldn't you know what they called it?
What?
An iPhone.
Wow.
An
Wow.
iPhone.
You could be Rob Bell. Wow.
And that is, I is another word for me, basically. And so I
But it's
said,
not a pronoun.
no,
we don't
thank
do
goodness.
pronouns
We do not
around
do
here.
pronouns.
I never use any pronouns ever.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
no.
and the thing about pronouns is, how do you change the verbs? I'm like, yeah, they, them. Okay. So is they going to the movie? They is going to the movie theater? I don't know how to say it.
I've taken all pronouns out of all of my speech.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
great.
ever use them.
No.
Period. I never do.
So I did say to my teens, look, it's all about I, isn't it? And I know you guys are on your phones all the time, but is that the thing that is separating you from God? And I was like, phones can connect us to God if we're doing the right stuff on them, guys. And it was just really profound. A lot of my teens came up to me after that and were like, wow, Gray, you really changed how I think about my phone.
Oh, that's
because
so
I never
cool.
even thought about it. iPhone. How about a U phone?
Yeah.
And the U is Jesus.
Or a capital H, him phone.
Yeah,
Him
phone.
him phone.
His phone.
His phone.
His phone.
His phone.
His phone.
His phone.
I hope everybody is just feeling so blessed today. We are broadcasting this one live on a YouTube channel. And of course, this is based on Patreon members' suggestions, people who really feel called to put into the tithing plate just a little bit each month so that they can influence the good work that we're doing here at Twin Hills. Isn't that right, Hallie?
Yeah, and we love getting suggestions from our Patreon folks because
I like some of them. Some of them I don't like because people think they know better. Sometimes I just have to get in there and kind of snap back.
Wow.
Where I'll put, where people will say things that they just, I'm a bit like, hey guys, maybe make this about the podcast or make this about your spiritual journey, not about us personally, which I always find is a bit strange, don't you, Hallie?
Yep. But I love talking. I got the gift of gab, and I want to know what you all want us to talk about. And so we're here to answer your questions, your queries. Ask me anything. I can talk all day long about the Bible, about being profoundly in love with Jesus, about my strict adherence to no pronouns whatsoever, because I'm keeping my eyes on him. So no pronouns.
No pronouns.
You know what I mean?
Hallie, I'm speaking of kind of a thing that's happening right now in the culture that has already affected Climax, and I have a lot going on in my personal life right now.
Oh yeah.
But I did have an insane thing happen at Climax this weekend where a lot of these teens, just the sort of like the culture, the gay culture and all that stuff is kind of like bleeding into Climax. And so I hired Dr. and I don't like to name names, but Dr. Alan B. Postlethwaite. He is
cool.
He gives a module, a conference. It's called 3 Days to Straight. And it's
3 days to straight.
3 days to straight.
3 days to stray?
3 days to straight.
Like a Rumspringer?
No.
3 days
3
to stray.
days to straight.
Oh, to
And
straight.
he comes and said he comes to any youth group and he said, basically, you give me 3 days with these teens and I will ensure that if any of them were thinking about being gay, they won't be.
Wow.
And if any of them were, they won't be after that.
Wow.
And it was so powerful, Hallie.
Yeah.
I had a few, I've had some teens that are obviously being influenced by YouTube and all these things that they see. And I put them all in a room and I said, okay, Alan, do your thing. And it's almost, he calls it exposure therapy.
Oh, wow.
Where he exposes them to some of the worst, absolute worst stuff that is, I peeked in at one point and I was like, yeah. I mean, the kids were running, screaming from the room.
What was it that they were watching?
Oh, they watched Tootsie.
Oh,
They
really?
watched the new Wicked movie. Hated it.
Okay.
They anything with large choreographed dance numbers that seem completely inappropriate to the set and setting. They had to watch. Um, I guess they had to watch a bunch of old Hollywood squares. I don't really know what that was all about, but
My kid said it was a lot of Sarah Bareilles, and
it was
I thought she was good and inspirational, but she's making people gay?
I think it's just that it's part of the agenda, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And then, finished it off with 3 or 4 straight hours of a bunch of Cher hits that no one knows, and by hits, I mean B-sides. And so it was great. Everybody left being like, "Yep, that's not for me." So if anyone has a teen that is dabbling in the dark arts, I would go ahead and say I recommend highly Alan B. Postlethwaite's 3 Days to Straight.
3 days to straight. Good to know. I mean, I'm pretty sure Day is, gonna marry a woman someday. So
I don't
that's
know,
good.
Hallie. The thing about Day is he's going to really have to change his attitude before he is ever going to have a lady be interested in that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got all these ideas that he's gonna change his name to her name,
What?
which I'm
I don't
like,
think that's legal.
"No," because
Is that
first
legal?
I don't think so. I mean, it shouldn't be. There's no way you can do that in Indiana. Goodness
No.
gracious. But I'm like, Day, you're my only boy. You have to carry on the Labont name.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh my
Because
goodness. What if
Lance Labont has one brother, but has a bunch of sisters. He's got Labia and he's got Larry Labont and Lance Labont. But Day is one of the only Labonts that can keep the name going.
That's right.
But knowing some of my daughters, they'll probably slap the Labont name on their babies rather than their husband's name because they got all these ideas that, like, I made this with my body. I'm not putting the name of the person who lent me the brush on my master painting. You know what I mean? They get all these ideas.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know what? Words matter and names matter. You know what I mean? I mean, Jesus Christ is the best name in the whole world. But I'll tell you what Jesus wouldn't have done if he got married is changed his name to, like, Jesus Miller or whatever.
Right.
The woman who marries Jesus is gonna take Christ. You know what I mean?
actually knew a Jesus Miller growing up, and it was so confusing because, well, one, when it says Miller, Jesus, people are going, wait, is this someone's work or something? It's like, is he a Miller? Is he a carpenter? Who knows? He wasn't Christian. Yeah.
Miller and Carpenter.
Yeah.
Wow, I
And
never knew a Miller was milling things. Wow.
What do you mean?
Is that what the last name Miller means? Is
Yeah.
that you're milling things?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
But the thing too about Day's whole thing about how he's anti-isms, and he said if there's an ism after it, I'm interested in deconstructing it and taking it down. And I'm going, Day, there are a bunch of things that have ism after it that aren't bad. How about capitalism? You could even say Christianism, because I like that. I think that sounds cool. And he's like, what about racism? What about sexism? What about all the other isms?
No.
Ageism. I'm like, well, hey, ageism is actually probably pretty good because honestly, old people can be a bit weird and hard to handle.
I mean, I just learned this about you, Gray, that you get really uncomfortable around older people.
I don't get uncomfortable around them. I just wish that they would go away.
But the weird thing about that as a fear is that the most inevitable thing possible, unless you die, which God forbid, is that you will be an old person.
What?
Yeah.
No, I mean, Hallie, age is mental. I say this all the time.
Oh, really?
And it's one of those things where it's like if you take care of your body and you take care of your mind, age is just a number. You know what I mean? And so I'm totally down to be around old people as long as they look, feel, and act young.
Oh my goodness, like you. I mean,
That's
I bet
right.
the Climax kids are shocked that you're even an adult and not a teen like them, because it really
I know.
feels like, but it's cool because when you're a teenager, you always want to be older, and you emulate people who are older. So that's so cool that they have you as an older
Yeah,
man
well, I'm not that
to,
much older.
give them an example of being a man of God. But
What's another one of our climax, one of our questions from the Patreon?
Oh, well, let's look it up. Pull it up right here. But in the meantime, I was going to tell you, because we're now in the holiday season, I've been having to field all this gobbledygook garbage from Day and my one of my daughters,
Oh, which
who
one?
are wanting. The one who buried my pork chops that I was thawing on the
Oh, yeah.
countertop. They're
I hate
saying
that
they
one.
don't want to have a traditional Thanksgiving. And I'm like, you know what? I pretty much think we're required by law to, they don't even really sell other stuff in the grocery store for 2 weeks leading up to Thanksgiving, other than stuffing, turkey, stuff to make mashed potatoes, cranberry, a green bean casserole, a lot of mayonnaise. Had to get a big old tub of Costco mayonnaise because I'm making so many different salads that will all be mayonnaise based. I'm going to do a fruit salad in mayo. I'm going to do a green bean salad in mayo. That also gets a good helping of some cream of mushroom soup. I just dump a couple of cans of cream of mushroom in there.
It's a real Mayo Clinic.
Basically, I don't I don't have the ability to even. My daughters are saying, why don't we make a brie wheel in pastry with a jam inside of it? She
What?
wants to take a big brie wheel, put some raspberry preserves on top of it, wrap it in some kind of Pillsbury dough, pop it in the oven, and have people eating this young cheese as an appetizer. I'm like, first of all, my husband Lance Labont can't have it because, cheese is an animal product and he can't eat animals. So I'm trying to tell these girls, like, you can't get funky with traditions. Traditions are here for a reason. Our ancestors came over on the Mayflower.
I know.
They made some turkey. They made some cream corn. They made some stuffing with real good mixes and real good crusty breads.
Do you think they had mayo on the Mayflower? Is that where the mayo comes from?
See, that's probably exactly why there's so much mayo in a Thanksgiving dish. And I'm telling my kids, we're not going off script for Thanksgiving. We're
Also,
not
how do you
getting wild.
decouple Thanksgiving from tradition? It is a tradition. You can't have a non-traditional tradition.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I was arguing with some, and I hate to name names, but mutual to my climax teens, Mutual Davenport and Schenectady Bela.
I love Mutual and Schenectady. They're so sweet.
Oh no, they're not, Hallie, because they wanted to do this whole thing where they were like, okay, Gray, didn't Jesus say, give everything you own to the poor? And I was like, totally.
Yes, absolutely.
And they were going, okay, and don't we do a big gift exchange every year? We do this awesome white elephant. It is just so fun where, you bring something, any gift that's under $200, you wrap it, and, I generally tell the parents, like, hey, make sure they're good so nobody feels left out, especially the poor ones. But I was going, and these kids bring just amazing kitted out stuff, the new PlayStation, all sorts of stuff, shoes, whatnot. And they're going, hey, instead of doing that, why don't we do the thing where we give everything away? And I was like, okay. What was the first thing that we know that the wise men did, gang?
They gave gifts.
They gave gifts.
Awesome.
That's why we give gifts. And so they're going, yeah, but then later he said, give it all away. I'm like, yeah, but when he was born, they brought and gave gifts, and that is why we do the gift exchange. That is why we do the white elephant. And it's just why are these teens? Why are they trying always to upset the apple cart, as it were?
It grieves the heart of God. I'll tell you that right now. And it's an immutable law of the universe that that teenagers are going to profoundly do whatever it is that is the opposite of the parents. So if the parents are capitalists, I guess these kids are going to be socialists or whatever, or communists, and it grieves the heart of God. And I mean, we were raised to believe that America is a good country and that capitalism is the best possible way, and that communists should be, actually just obliterated off the face of the earth,
Yes.
and so should socialists. I know there are friendly Canadian people, but they impose this insane health care on their population. They say if you come into the hospital, you're just going to receive care. And frankly, that is so weird. And I'm sorry, Canada, but my Fox and Friends tells me that socialism is, dangerous. It is the opposite of godliness. See?
It just because it's ism, I guess, Day probably, maybe you should say that today. Hey, are you gonna deconstruct socialism? But you gonna do that? Because it sounds like a lot of your ideas come from that.
Humanism.
I'm sorry, Hallie, I just noticed something. You actually have, is this a glass of iced tea?
Yeah, do you need some? It's got it's got 9 packets of sugar in it.
No, how are you keeping it there?
Oh, where? Where is it?
There's a glass of iced tea that's been sitting on your...
Oh, on my rump. It's just sitting. Sorry.
Where is that? Where did that come from?
I don't know if I put it there or if somebody else put it there.
How was it balancing there?
I got that big one at the Chick-fil-A on the way here. I drove my Lexus through the drive-through with the Chick-fil-A because I like that ice they got in those styrofoam cups.
So you got a cup of iced tea at Chick-fil-A, and somehow you walked all the way in here.
I walked in from the parking lot with it on my rump. I mean, I have a bit of a shelf button. You can set stuff on it. And I've noticed that my daughters do that sometimes when I'm going up the stairs. They'll try to throw things onto my rump to just have what
do you mean?
They want a free ride of their books or stuff up the steps so that I can get it up the steps with it, then they can go up hands free. People in my house are throwing stuff on my rump all the time because it really is a bit of a shelf. I did not know I had my Biggie iced tea back there, but man.
Wait, and today is Sunday, so how did you start? So Chick-fil-A wasn't open, so this one must have been this is from yesterday.
Yesterday, these styrofoam cups are good. This is still cold, and this still has ice in it.
This is a day-old iced tea that you got yesterday at Chick-fil-A.
Speaking of day old, I know who set it on my butt. It was Day. I know Day put it on my butt to see how long it would stay there. But these styrofoam cups, this cup is so big and there's so much ice in the bottom of it that it's sort of bottom heavy, like a Russian doll. So it could have stayed on there until I took these lounge pants off.
What are these?
I get these in a BOGO at Walgreens. I do most of my clothes shopping at Walgreens now.
Really?
Yeah,
they sell clothes at Walgreens?
Yeah, you can get like real cozy socks. You can get I love a BOGO, and so I get these leggings. Look at these. I get a 6-pack of black leggings, and then I don't have to do laundry for another week. So I'll just pop into Walgreens. I'll get some Pepsid for my GERD, and then I'll grab some leggings. You can get leggings, tank tops, socks, flip-flops. I almost exclusively do my fashion shopping at Walgreens.
What happened?
And I highly recommend it.
Okay.
But you know
I
what?
just didn't realize
forgot because I only wear black leggings every single day. I must not have taken these leggings off yesterday. So that iced tea could be back there since yesterday.
Did you take a shower? Did you do any? Did you sleep?
I did, but sometimes I do sleep in my black leggings. And then, because I wear black leggings every day, sometimes I don't know, are these today's leggings or are these yesterday's leggings?
I'm just trying to figure out. You went to Chick-fil-A yesterday. You got an extra large iced tea that still has ice in
Good
it,
ice. I
and
like those
somehow it was
little
still
spherical
balancing.
balls of ice. Those little, there's such good chewing ice at Chick-fil-A. And you know, and I am not just going there for the ice. I'm going there because it's Christian and
It
it's
is?
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah. And
good.
I know we have a Chick-fil-A here in the food court at Twin Hills. But since it's never open on Sunday and since they don't have a drive-through, and sometimes I'd like to get my stuff in a drive-through, it's easier to drive through a Chick-fil-A than it is for me to walk from my office to the
Well, your
Manna
office is
food court.
far from the food court.
Yeah, but then I do get my steps in on my
That's a
Apple
15-minute walk.
Watch. Yeah. But any Hooters, shout out to Chick-fil-A, not just for their good values and their great ice, but you know, feel free to have any of this. It does have 9 packets of sugar in it, though.
I just don't understand how it was. I don't understand how the transition from day to night, that somehow it still stayed there. I mean, do you sleep on your stomach? I don't know. How did it
This
say?
is a
And you got in
mystery.
your car.
Yeah, and I take a shower every single morning. I am not like, I don't miss a day. There are certain values I live by. You know, as you know, I toot my own horn every single morning.
Hallie.
On the front and the back. And as you know, I take a shower every
What's the
single morning
front?
because
Never mind. I don't want to know.
you every day when you wake up, you have to toot your own horn in the front and the back. You have to, as soon as you wake up, you have to give a little to, you know, let the nighttime
No, I
pressure
don't.
out, and then you have to blow your nose.
Oh, okay.
You have to clear it out in the front and in the back. You toot your own horn in the top and the bottom, and then I take a shower because, as you know, I do my prayer list every single morning. And there are 3 things I do every single morning. I make my bed, I take a shower and put on fresh leggings.
And what's the third thing?
And I do my walk through the Bible
Okay.
devotions. And I also, in the shower, I do my prayer list.
Okay,
so it's
well,
a mystery how
it's
this
still,
is on there.
Yeah, it's still a mystery.
Unless somebody came in here, maybe I left it. Maybe I left it in the leadership meeting this morning, and somebody just,
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe you didn't put it there.
somebody could have just leaned into our recording booth here and just been like, "Here's your iced tea, Hallie." Maybe thought they were sitting it on the shelf behind me, but it's actually my rump. So it's a mystery. And please, you know what? I feel like that's true friendship. Thank you for telling me I had a Chick-fil-A extra large iced tea back there. I think that's like, you should tell someone if they've got something in their teeth, and you should tell someone if someone has set something down on their rump.
I know, this reminds me, and I hate to name names, but my
Claymates and
neighbor,
Vandermeer.
what? No,
What?
my neighbor Donovan Geo.
Donovan Geo.
It's been a problem, Hallie, but luckily a little bit of good news on that front.
Wonderful.
Well, as you know, the last time we talked about his dumb butt, and I hate to use strong language, but he is dumb. And everybody's seen that. Donovan Geo, he got reported, and the cops shut down his little club.
What got reported?
The Boom Boom Room.
The Boom Boom Room got reported to the feds?
No, just the local police.
Oh.
But it was great, Hallie. They did a whole raid. They taped it off.
What?
They said you're running an illegal club, and basically the sound disturbance is finally over. And I don't know who reported it, but finally someone did, Hallie, and it was probably someone that has a great connection to local law enforcement and can call them and ask a favor. And I think they just said, you can't do this, especially in a residential neighborhood.
Well, who called it in?
I have no idea.
How do you know it was called in?
I have no idea.
Maybe it wasn't called in.
Yeah.
Was it called in?
I think it was called in. I'm not sure.
What makes you think it was called in?
I have no idea.
Who would call it in?
I don't know, Hallie, but probably someone like me and Clay that would, that annoyed by this noise disturbance at all hours of the day, even though we do live on right now I'm staying with my friend Claymates and Bannerman on his cul-de-sac, and the cul-de-sac, only has a few houses on it, and 2 of them, one's abandoned, 2 are owned by the Chinese, and then
Oh, is that right?
yeah, and then there's Donovan's dome house and Clay's house. But
wait, Donovan's house is a dome?
Yeah.
How does he have a rooftop then?
Oh, he built a deck on top of the dome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to be CMB, Clay Mason Bannerman.
Who?
Donovan Geo wants to be Clay. I think he copies everything Clay does.
I don't know about that, Hallie.
Well,
anyway, someone called it in.
I wonder who called it in.
It doesn't matter who called it in.
But I want to know because you know what? It's an answer to prayer. It's been on the top of my prayer list. I've been praying for Donovan Geo.
Maybe you called it in, Hallie, with your prayers, and God answered.
Wow.
Isn't that a way to think about it?
I called it in. And you know what? Sometimes when you pray, you can get a green light, a yellow light, or a red light. God can say yes, and he can clear up that eczema or whatever you're asking for. Sometimes he can say, wait, slow down. It's in my time. And sometimes he can say no. This time,
and then
me praying about
he can
Donovan
issue a
Geo.
citation and a fine.
Oh, wow.
And that is exactly what happened, apparently, because I did a little bit of follow-up, and a lot of this stuff is publicly available information, and it is a misdemeanor, and he is getting fined, and his court appearance is in 3 weeks, and I will be there because I definitely want to see, who it just called it in. I also just want to know what the punishment is because I've had it up to here with him, Hallie. It's
and
just
his catchphrases. And has he put on pants?
Oh, the catchphrase, as the police were raiding his place and shutting it down, he popped in the back door and was like, "Did someone order a blue light special?"
What's a blue light special?
Well, because of the police lights.
Oh.
And I was like, you're over here trying to do a catchphrase right now. You've got cops actually like shutting down your little dumb club.
You know what? You know what? He's probably going to have to appear in court. And you know what? You can't go into court in a set of tidy whitey Y fronts.
That is true.
He's going to have to put on some gosh darn pants.
And he's going to act like he doesn't own any.
You know what we should do? Because I learned from Ashton Kutcher that you can write letters to judges to try to like advocate for your friends who might be, about to go to jail or whatever.
Okay.
We should write to the judge who Donovan Geo is going to stand in front of, and we should suggest things like community service, different things you would want for him to have to do.
Oh, how about like a 6-month-long vacation to Haiti?
Exactly. Like that. So we could just be calling or writing on behalf of a friend to suggest things that we think would behoove Donovan Geo, who has honestly been too privileged. He is the heir to the Geo fortune, those Geo cars. And frankly, like the Bible says, the idle hands are the devil's workplace. And I think Donovan Geo, he has idle hands. He's a trust fund kid. He has all this Geo fortune. He has nothing to do but make up catchphrases, wear Y fronts with no gosh darn pants,
and negatively negatively influence Popsicles.
Yes, Clay Mason Bannerman's grandson Popsicles is getting a bad influence from Donovan Geo. And again, you would be shocked that Clay Mason is a grandpa because my goodness gracious, he is gorgeous. He's a silver fox and he's rippled with muscles. He's got lats and traps. He was in the military, which is something we really like in America. From who?
I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but my friend Clay Mason Bannerman's texting me. Oh, okay.
What?
Apparently, Hallie, the whole raid of last night wasn't actually local law enforcement. That was the theme of the party.
Oh, no.
It was a cop themed party.
So no one did call it in?
No, I guess not.
Or if someone did call it in,
the cops
it
just didn't care, yeah.
Oh,
that is so weird.
No.
I mean, it's so weird that, like, someone I bet the person that called it in had like the absolute assurance of the sergeant that they would do something about it. It's just so weird that it just ended up being a bunch of guys dressed up as cops.
This is a mystery. You know what though, Gray? May I ask a question? And forgive me if this is too personal a question, but and it's really hard for me to even ask this and articulate it because these are words that it hurts my heart to say. It grieves the heart of God. Is there any way, I'm just trying to solve the mystery, that there might be any gay people at these Donovan Geo parties? Because there is this supernatural power that gay people have that can turn police officers into half-dressed dancing, kind of YMCA type of, like, first you think it's an officer of the law. Whew, thank goodness the officers of the law are here. And the next thing you know, they're like, you're a bad boy. And you notice
How do you know all
that
this,
they have a
Hallie?
crop top on, and it's a police officer.
Well, they all had crop tops on, and which I thought was weird. And then I guess I do think it's weird when he popped in the back door and said, "Did anybody order a blue light special?" He was also sort of dressed like a cop, but I don't know, Hallie.
In like blue Y fronts.
Yeah, it was the same Y fronts, but he had a little top on with a short tie and a little hat cocked off to the side.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know her.
I think maybe there were some homosexuals in that party because it grieves the heart of God, but they can turn regular law enforcement into like partying drag queens, you know, who are stripping and pumping up the party.
I'm just like, what do we even pay taxes for if it isn't to shut down stuff like this? You know, and I'm just a little, and I back the blue 110%.
You're behind them every step of the way.
But I am a little bit cross right now that, you know, if somebody was upset and called this in and needed quiet, there's probably somebody on the street that's got a baby or something. And, you know, it's not our house, and it's not, you know, the other two are just owned by Chinese real estate, you know, companies that are just holding them.
Well, I know that Popsicles is getting older, but how old is Polycules?
Polycules is probably anywhere between the age of like 8 and 14.
Is Polycules an infant or a toddler? I mean, because now I know that Popsicles is a toddler, right?
Yeah, I forget what Popsicles is because he acts like Popsicles is kind of like do you know when kids look young but they're much too smart?
Yes.
That's him right now.
And that's the type of kid who Dobson would say, you gotta beat the smarts out of that one.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a good Christ follower if they're thinking that critically.
Yeah. And, you know, I've tried to say, Clay, you've got to break his will. And
like a horse.
Yep. And, you know, most of the time, Clay just he's one of those, what's the opposite of a helicopter parent, Hallie?
A submarine parent?
Kind of like that. He's just always somewhere where, you know, I'm like, hey, you got to come up for air and kind of be a dad. But he's just like, he's pretty hands off. And so, well, I'm like, you know, I think they had Popsicles taking tickets at the door of the Boom Boom Room. I mean, he was actually like bouncing over there for a while.
What?
Yes.
Did he make money?
Yes, he made a lot of money.
Oh, well, good. Then he can get his own PlayStation.
I know. Anyway, Hallie.
Wow.
That's
the latest. Maybe it's teaching Popsicles some values about earning a buck, you know?
I just don't think children should have as much money as Popsicles has now.
How much does he have?
He's got enough to throw around.
Wow.
He's always coming in and saying things like, make it rain, and he'll throw a bunch of money in the air. Whoa. And he thinks that's funny.
You should have him take you and CMB to Hawaii or something.
No, we don't like Hawaii.
Why?
We did.
Oh, you like going down to Miami Beach, don't you? Or Key West? Which one is it?
I think that's great.
We didn't get to the death metal band.
Oh, I'll have to pocket that one.
Okay. Y'all were making me laugh. I was able to read a little bit of the chat.
Sorry I had the chat so small. Gay people have supernatural powers.
Also, that shelf booty, I can't believe we just did that. But I love learning that now that Hallie wears black leggings every single day of her life.
I know. In my mind, you just have black leggings on various Chico's tops, blouse,
tunic
giant
tunic length tops, which with an ass like that, the tunic length top is going to be all crinkled up in the back and not able to cover up.
I still don't know how it got back there, how it stayed back there. Folks, that is a mega live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you thought that was fun, please join us again. We keep, so just a couple little housekeeping things. We keep the schedule pretty up to date on Discord, so you can always jump in our Discord, and that will tell you when the next live stream is. We're on our way out of the country next week, so we won't be around. But I think the next one. We'll also, if you sub to this channel and turn on notifications, it will also show up here.
Somebody had a good joke in the chat about it would be rough if your ass was treated like the kitchen island.
That was so funny that they're just like tossing stuff at Hallie's ass so that it can go upstairs.
She's like a donkey taking everyone's stuff upstairs. Throw it on the back of the ass.
Stupid. And yeah, if it seems like a good, fun idea to be giving us suggestions for this thing, please join the Patreon. We've got a lot of great stuff in store for the new year, and I really hope we can continue to build that into the lovely little community that it is. No free rides.
And the way
no post bills, no free rides.
Like, what was that Victoria's Secret or Juicy or something for a while? Like, women always had, like, it said Juicy in graffiti font across your ass cheeks. That's so funny. Hallie's Walgreens leggings just say no free rides. Oh, poor Hallie.
Well, we're gonna have a Sunday here in sunny Los Angeles, rainy Los Angeles actually, and we hope everyone is
thanks,
hanging tight.
Thanks for being here, y'all. I woke up with Sunday Sads bad. The Fierce Empties came with this bad this morning, and it raised my spirits that I got to be here with you, improvising with you. Thanks for your jokes in the chat. It was really fun. No free rides, tramp stamp.
Rhinestone.
No free rides is fucking funny really to put on your ass. Because you know what?
We'll have to do that next time, and I can be like, what is that for? And you can be like, so my kids don't stop throwing stuff on my ass to take stuff upstairs. I'm like, well, it seems like it has a different could have a different meaning.
I just picture Hallie's daughters like from the couch, just like tossing a hoodie at Hallie's ass, and then Hallie lumbers up the stairs with people's laundry hanging from her ass. Oh yeah, can we in the merch on TeePublic, can we get bottoms, or is it all tops?
I don't think there's any bottoms on
because that would be funny. I know free ride. Wow, that's so.
And speaking of TeePublic, I think there is a sale going on, so you can always check that out too. The link is in the show notes. Thanks, y'all. We love you, and always love to have you here as we put an episode together. And oh yeah, Moto, you've had some amazing comments recently. If y'all are watching back through, please join in the comment section on YouTube. It's always very fun. And we love you.
We love you so much. We'll see you in 3 weeks from today, and
we'll be so much more Italiano when we come back.
Yeah, my ass is gonna be even juicier.
See y'all.